If we haven't met before, I'm Dr. Elena Sherwood. I am a relationship coach. I'm a retired couples therapist, and I did that for 35 years. I come on TikTok twice a week, and I do that to give free relationship advice. So thank you. Oh my goodness, thanks for the hearts, you guys. I swear, coming live on TikTok, just the good people seem to show up here. Thank you. I am in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Hello, Vancouver. Hello, Toronto. Welcome. Hello, Dallas, Texas. Welcome. Here is a question, I believe. Does it mean anything about me if a recent ex moves on very quickly, going back to someone before me? No, that has nothing to do with you. That sounds like your ex perhaps never really fully resolved that, used you, likely, whether he meant to or she meant to or not. And so that's not you. You went into it with a good intention, which is, I suspect, the background for there, because that sounds like the question you're saying. What did I do wrong, right? Nothing. People do this all the time. You know, they do things, it hurts their partner's heart, all because they didn't think things through and they act carelessly. So let me clarify right off the bat, no, that has nothing to do with you. That's all about how messed up those two seem to be, if you ask me, at least in the way they're dealing with things. So be kind to yourself. Texas, welcome, Texas. Hello from Waterloo, welcome. Oh, happy to see some gentlemen on here. Oh, I really enjoy having a nice mix here. How do you deal with toxic in-laws? Ooh, big one. You treat them kind of like a business transaction. I know that sounds kind of terrible, but like you stick to, okay, how can we keep things factual? If you have to deal with them, keep it structured, as in, okay, they're going to be here and it's going to be 3 days. How can we deal with this? We will do this. Like put it all on a schedule. Limit how much you allow yourself to be one-on-one, because if there's anything that happens with toxic in-laws, it is the sea of unwinnable battles. Pick your battles with them. Don't bother fighting anything that's just going to waste your energy. I hope that helps. Hello. Oh, Lorna. So happy to see you here. Welcome. Yeah. Lorna is my lovely East Coaster friend who is just such a lovely human. Feel free to follow her. Hey, it's me, Lorna, is incredible. Thank you. You are most welcome. Let me know if that helps. One of the things that I actually did when it was my in-laws is I planned some night out, some time away for myself when I knew they were kind of coming to visit. I purposely booked a few little pockets to give myself some mental room. And the most important thing, actually, when it comes to in-laws, if there's something that needs to be addressed to your mother-in-law, let's say, I prefer it if you make your husband do it, because parents are more likely to listen to their own kid, and in a way, it is your partner's responsibility to protect you from them, the way you would protect your partner from things that are closer to your heart. So that's my other thing. Again, you pick what works for you. I do also find, though, in-laws are a huge thing, but how the couple deal with it together, how the couple is pure singular. How the couple deals with it together makes the best teamwork for it. So you both, it's no different than any other stress you have. Team up, handle it together. Yes, I agree. It's best to stay away from them. It can be. That doesn't mean that they're all bad, right? I mean, people could just do that. But, just, again, be smart about how you spend your time with them. What's a good way in dealing with a family member who's fully engaged in addiction and won't seek help? I am so sorry you're going through that. I'm sure there's not. I'm sure you're losing sleep over this. Doesn't want help, clearly addictions. How bad? Is this at the point that they're self-destructive? Are they at the point that they're harming the people around them in some way? There's not really a lot you can do. I used to get this question a lot when I was a mental health therapist. Parents would come in, spouses would come in. There's not much else you can do other than keep them safe in the way that you can, and also keep yourself safe so you don't get pulled into the drama. Don't feel like you have to buy into their beliefs. If they want to drink in front of you heavily and you know it's not good for them, or it's not, it's okay for you to just to say, yeah, I'm not gonna. I won't. So the best you can do, I think, is just to lead by example and to not collude, not go along with something you don't agree with. Like maybe you see them pulling up, I don't know, maybe it's pills, maybe it's weed, and whatever it is that you're worried about they're addicting. You see them pulling out their stuff and they're going to do this stuff, and it's okay for you to say, I'm going to leave the room right now because this isn't really my game. This isn't my gig, It's okay to say that. I hope that helps. Does that help? Yes, arrested several times, lost business, lost marriage, lost everything, but won't accept help. There's really not much you could do when people on that train. When I did deal with people who had addictions, let me tell you right now, the hardest thing is watching the family members witness it. The only time anybody has changed is when it has been from their own steam moving forward, when they realized that they had to do something. I would have hoped that being arrested would have helped, that, all the losses. I really hope that would have made a difference. But some people, depending on how badly in they are, there's not much you could do. Be kind to yourself, protect your own energy, watch your time with them. And again, in theme with what I also said earlier, pick your battles and don't fight the unwinnables. Somebody here giving you some support. Yes, you can't make somebody accept help they don't want. Alcoholism, and you can't change them. They have to hit rock bottom. Absolutely. Absolutely. I wish there was a better way. People have done interventions, families have done that to see if that can make a difference. In some situations, it's worked, but that's a lot of risk. I've actually been invited to be part of an intervention, which I chose not to, because I just knew that the way that the scenario was playing out, the success of it was going to be really, really low chance. Protect your peace. And hope that maybe someday they come back to you, to come back to who they once were. It is draining, whether we're talking about in-laws or whether we're talking about addictions of other people. This is draining. So this is me saying, protect your energy. Don't fight the battles you can't win. Especially, here's an even more important one, don't fight battles that aren't yours to fight. Okay, there's a level of feeling neglectful in setting boundaries. Tell me a little bit more. Do you feel like you're being neglectful? Do you feel like you're being cold-hearted if you do set boundaries? Is that where you're going with that? I used to be so exhausted with when I was a couples therapist, and I remember my supervisor sitting me down and saying, Elena, you should not be working harder than your clients. And basically she's saying, you can't push your stuff upon them. If they don't want it, they won't take it, and it's you who's going to burn out. And I feel like that's the advice I want to give you right now. You're not being neglectful by choosing not to fight a battle you can't win. Can you help them in some way? Feed them. Hydrate them. Give them hugs. Be some kind of support in some way without violating who you are inside. Do not compromise on the things you believe, because at the end of the day, that's all you have some days. I hope that helps. Let me know. Does that help? There's only so much you can do. You really can't. I had to actually fire a few clients that I had because it didn't matter what I said. They weren't listening. They would come and they would ask for all of this advice, and I would work so hard and I would give it to them. Oh, okay, thank you. And then, okay. And then, yeah, the next session, they're asking me for the exact same thing, and I give them a variation. It didn't matter. No matter what I said, they didn't really want it. That's hard, right? You can't make people receive something they are unwilling to catch. I want to codependency classes. Yes, that could be, that helps too. Yes, I'm guessing I'm looking for validation. You're getting it today. You're getting it today. There's only so much that you can expect yourself to fight. And the last thing you can't do, the only thing you can't do, the many things you can't do is fight it for them. I also do believe, though, that leading by example, you can't lose with that. If around them you carry yourself in a healthy way, and around them you model some good behaviors and you model some good restraint around things that could be potentially addicting for you, all of that, that's the best you could do. You know, there's a possibility that you could layer the thoughts in their heads, registering that, that's how he dealt with that. I'm really, really on here, but you know, he has another way. So that's the best you could do. Any other questions? Welcome, those just coming in. I'll reintroduce myself, Dr. Elena Sherwood, relationship coach, relationship expert, and I was a couples therapist for 35 years, now retired. Okay, no, you can't fight their fight. It's good you lead by example. In some cases, that's the only thing you could do. Not necessarily only for them, but for you to witness yourself not selling out and not compromising your own values and your own soul. Yeah, because, you know, we got to like being who we are. And if we're doing things that are harming ourselves, we're not going to like ourselves much. I swear, self-hate is so prevalent out there. People hate themselves so much they don't even know they're doing it. Gray rock them too. There you go. Do I have any other questions? Okay, I can't tell how many people are on here. Where am I finding you today? What time zone are you in? I'm in Eastern. I think we should be getting our daylight savings pretty quick here. Sacramento. Whoa, you're the other time zone entirely. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, no, this is great. Yes. Yeah. Good morning, Sacramento. So we are 11:41 here. Are you 3 hours behind me? 8 for, okay. Yeah, I thought you were Pacific. Oh, are you anywhere near water? Do you get the... I would love to be out on the coast where you just 5-10 minute walk or 5-10 minute drive. You're near water. I would kill to be near water. So I'm in Ottawa, Ontario. We have lots of rivers and we have valleys, but it's not sea in the valley. Okay. Well, welcome. What was I going to say? The other thing too, let me know if you have any questions. I'm working right now on coming up with a relationship advice segment that I'm going to do my top 10 questions once a week that I received. It's sunny now. The sun's come out. So if you have any questions, also they don't have to be your own questions. They could be questions that somebody you know is going through, or somebody that you would like to get asking for a friend, which really is the case for many. All right. What else? I could talk about, hang on, I'm just pulling up my YouTube channel while I'm here, because, you know, if I could share with some of this stuff with you, I can't do it on my screen because I'm not techie enough for that, but I'll tell you some of the more popular videos that are doing very well on my, oh my goodness, there's 200 people stalking my topics right now. What have we got here? Oh, goodness. Oh, okay. Marriage conversation. That one, I did one just quickly on the marriage conversation. That comes up. Shush, Elena. Be quiet. That comes up quite a bit. How do you bring it up? How do you bring up that this, I swear this comes up almost once a week when I do my lives here. How do you tell your partner you are ready for more? Okay, my first advice to that is you have to admit what kind you are. If you are the marrying kind, be the marrying kind. Stop judging that. Stop thinking there's anything wrong with that. That doesn't make you anything other than you are who you are. And so I did that post and I said, that's what you do. And then somebody said, well, my response would be to say, I am not the marrying kind. Good. Person you're dating should know that right off the bat. So that's the thing, is understand which one you are and embrace that. Embrace which kind and then declare that. It's better that you say, this is the words I actually use that you could tell your partner. I don't know if you know this about me, but I am the marrying kind, and marrying is a deal breaker for me. Not getting married is a deal breaker for me. Tell me what you think. And that's a good way to just open up that conversation. Now, if they're really against, you'll know. Oh, I don't want to talk about that. Or, well, you should know that I'm not. However that conversation goes, it's just like, you got to have these conversations. There's going to be a lot harder conversations than the marrying kind, whatever, as you have a life together, right? I keep picking emotionally unavailable people, even when I think I'm vetting them. How can I be better? Don't assume that there's anything wrong with you. So let me just say that. It's quite possible that there's nothing wrong with your picking meter. All right? Maybe that's, okay. Tell me what you mean by emotionally unavailable. Because I'm creating a longer video on myths and what people expect from relationships. And sometimes we expect our partners to be emotionally available whenever we want them to be. And when you think about that, I've been married 30 years and I am rarely emotionally available exactly the time that my partner needs me to. And so if you're talking about somebody who gets, I've worked closely with a lot of men over time, and some people, their partners have told them they have no emotions. But you start picking this apart. These people are just like us. These men are just like us, but they show it differently. And so my thing is, how do you know they really are emotionally unavailable? Because it's possible that they're just showing it differently. Does that help? Doing my best here. I'm considering taking my master's. Okay, hang on a second. There's one more there. It's getting to be so exhausting and painful. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, I'll get to the master's in a minute. So I'm excited about that question. Okay. Present. Maybe there's something in the wording. I see this a lot, And so instead of saying, how do you feel? Tell me how you feel. Look more at what do you think? And DM me, because I really want to have a longer conversation with you about this emotional unavailability stuff, because I feel like there's a lot more I could do with that. And if with your consent, if you don't mind that I create a video out of this anonymously, I would love that. But DM me, because I would like to kind of get a bit more dig deeper into that. I'm considering taking my master's, which I will probably pay out of pocket. I am concerned that it's a strain on my relationship. I'm just going to find a whole line to that. DM me here on TikTok or Instagram, either way. Or you can email me even. You can get my email from that. But yeah, you can find me on Instagram. Okay. And thank you for the follow, by the way. Okay, because we want to get married, buy a house, and I know my life will be on hold. Okay. Whoa, there's a lot there. I want to make sure I don't lose any of this. Okay, I'm considering taking my master's, which I will probably pay out of pocket. I am considering that it's of a strain on my relationship because we want to get married, buy a house, and I know my life will be on hold. Who's doing the masters, you or your partner? Either way. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now that I did my master's and my PhD while I was married. And don't let those things stand in the way of you living. You can do all of these things and live also. So my question, I don't know why I want to ask this, but I'm going to ask this anyway. Are you sure you really want to do your master's? Because there's a part of me thinking that maybe you have cold feet about that. If that's the issue, then it's possible that you're just sort of downplaying, oh, what if I can't? It's going to cost so much. What if I don't finish? What if I... Like, you might be playing some mind games with yourself there. And so people do this all the time. It's not unusual for a couple, for one is gone back to school, one's taking courses. You know, people, there's stress everywhere in relationships, no matter how you deal with it, no matter what you look, no matter what it is. And so you can handle this together. Talk about how you will make this work. The best thing you can do is for the two of you, if you care about each other deeply, is to sit down and consider, how can we as a team make this work? Where can we cut back? Where can we apply for grants? Where can we bring in a little bit more cash? You consider it a teamwork, as opposed to this is my master's, this is my burden. No, if you're in a permanent long-term relationship and you see a future together and both of you are on board with that, you deal with this as a team. We will have to compromise. We will have to this. So I hope that helps. Let me tell me if it helps. Okay, I think I got that one. Thank you for sharing the live, by the way. Also, if I missed your question, feel free to ask me the exact same thing again. And also, today I'm also going to say DM me here on TikTok or on Instagram or email. I'm a registered social worker and a therapist. Do you have any advice for relationship psychotherapy? My suggestion is to pick a modality that suits your personality and get really good at that. So for me, my technique that I really enjoyed the most with all of the training was the emotionally focused couples therapy. So I did the basic course on that, and then I did not the master's, but the advanced level on that, because I liked it so much. It was more in tune with what I believed. So pick whatever method you want that seems to rhyme with your own personal style and your own personal beliefs. Don't overthink it. Just pick one method, get really good at that before you pick up another one. It took me a while to find that one. So if you're kind of tasting here and there, do that, but find something and really commit to getting good at that. And then pick up others. Is it normal for your spouse to call you your dog? Whoa, is it normal for your spouse to call you your dog with his friends and coworkers? What? Okay, does this sound as vile as it sounds? This is vile. Your spouse calls you his dog or her dog with his friends and not nice. Maybe he's doing it kindly, but unless both of you are in on the joke and your friends and coworkers are in on some kind of joke, which I cannot even see. No. And if this kind of behavior bothers you, your dog, like as a friend, Okay, if you are feeling disrespected in any way, point this out to your partner. Let him know. This is uncool. This is actually cruel, unkind, and I'm not standing for it. Feel free to use your voice about something like this, because clearly this is causing you pain. It's causing me pain, witnessing somebody who's feeling like this. Speak about it and tell him, quit that. No, I just found out yesterday. Oh my God. All right. Yeah. Uncool. No, it's not normal. It is not a sign of a good, healthy relationship. It's got some themes of toxicity here, because clearly he's doing this and it's behind your back and he's not sounding like a person of good character. It's been 12 years of marriage. Oh, hon. Okay. Are there deeper issues here? I'm getting the idea that there's deeper unresolved stuff going on here. 12 years. Yeah, okay. So send me a DM because I too would like to get a little bit more. And I'd really like to point you in the right direction. If you're okay, I will create a YouTube video on it. Completely anonymous. I can change a few facts if you'll feel better about that. But yeah, I would like us to back and forth a little bit so I could dig deeper. It's harder, especially when you're in a live with 20 other people. And so I really want to give you some advice that you could use. But yeah, just so you know, it is completely unhealthy to treat your partner, spouse, your wife in a disrespectful manner, even if it's joking. That's so uncool. But anyway, it's not you. You didn't do anything wrong, as far as I can tell. So let's back and forth a little bit about that, and let's see what the real problem is. 12 years? Did you say 12 years? I thought you said 12. Yeah, 12 years. And very easy to be there, for there to be a gathering of things that need to be resolved over a 12-year time. Okay, because you're in Ontario, how do you feel about there being a little no OHIP coverage for therapy? I wish this stuff was free, and I wish it was more available to everybody, but it isn't yet. I don't like it. And even when I'm no longer a licensed couples therapy anyway, like I chose to give that up because of a lot of the restrictions it comes with. But even then, it was so strict on what plans would cover. Now, what I do say to people who need it, don't scrimp on things that are going to help you personally in your mind. I will tell you right now, I paid out of pocket for my own therapy for 5-6 years. And I did just about weekly sessions for a good 5 or 6 years. At that time, if I didn't do it, I was going to lose myself. I was going to lose everything in my life I built. I worked very, very hard to build. And the way I looked at it, it's investing in myself, because I'll tell you right now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to live a good 20 years longer because I got all that crap out of me. So consider that as well. Tips for couples with newborn. Be very kind to yourself. Okay, I know I skipped here, and I will go back to your question there about spouse and responsibilities. Yeah, tips for a couple with a newborn. Kind to yourself. Use your time very wisely. Let the little things go. If you usually have a tidy house and you're usually unorganized, you usually have an organized home, let that go. Prioritize what matters. Take care of your body, your mind, and your soul as best you can. Nap when your baby is napping as best you can. Tag team. Multitask where you can. I found that at the time I was actually reading the What to Expect When You're Expecting book, and they actually had a lot there on advice for after. And I know the internet is full of them, but again, your hormones are going to be out of whack, both of you. Your testosterone, like all of that. It says, be kind to yourself. It goes fast. And so my biggest advice to you, which I regret, is I didn't enjoy my baby enough when they were little. My babies, I have 2 sons now. I didn't enjoy them enough when they were little because I was too thing on getting things done. So don't do it like I did. Hello, welcome. Okay, here we go. How should one treat a spouse who refuses to accept the responsibility of being an adult and a parent? You'd think we shouldn't need conversations like this, right? You'd think if somebody actually gets married, that means they know there have to be a grown-up in it, as opposed to an overgrown, tantruming child. All right. The first thing I would do is to be really clear on what you need from them, and so give them a list. Never mind the should you, shouldn't you. Give them a list to say, these are the things that you need. These are the things I need for you to get done today. These are the things that I need for you to get done this week. Pick it as best you can. Have a discussion about that. Break it right down to doable steps that they can easily understand. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with their understanding, but if it's something concrete, then you can at least say, look, yeah. Sometimes in situations like this, though, I find that couples, partners, one of them might be depressed, which is why they're not doing anything, which is why the why of it doesn't matter. It's still very difficult on you. And so just be really vocal on what you need and be as concrete as you possibly can. I suppose instead of saying you don't help out enough around here, how about you say, I need these 2 bathrooms done. Let me know what you need from me. That's it. I need you to empty the dishwasher every morning when you get up. That would really help me. Thank you. Like, keep it manageable and easy, because then hopefully you can't argue with the logic of it's normal for a spouse to help out around the house. The other thing is, if it's getting too much for you to do on your own, consider hiring someone and just sort of say, this is too much for one person. I'm doing most of it. I think we need a housekeeper, or I think we need a cleaner to come in, and whatever. Like, have grown-up conversations. You're going to have to lead by example, and how grown-ups do this, which is by talking. So I have a freebie there. I think it's called Unlocking Your Relationship, but there's a lot there about how to have difficult conversations. So please, everybody, feel free to access that. Okay, tips for couples with a newborn. Enjoy it while they are little. There you go. Same advice about the newborns. Thank you for the follow. Hello, hello, hello. I know how you feel, and it's exhausting. Yeah, so you have lots of support here. I love how you guys just step in and support each other. Oh my goodness. I got to figure out how I can start a community that's going to be easy for people to support each other. Anyway, so if you guys have any ideas that I could spearhead, let me know. It's not that easy to. I was actually thinking of starting a Facebook group only for my new TikTok friends. So if you want in on that, DM me, message me, and I'll get started on that. Because, I meet so many amazing people here. For us, it mostly falls on financial responsibility. Bills instead of booze. Okay. Are you thinking, is your partner spending too much? Is that kind of where this is going? Or not paying any bills? Because if this is going to be an issue, you might need to just, again, the grown-up thing would be to sit down with a financial person to give you some budgeting ideas. One of the things that I know one of my clients did, which is lovely, she would just sit down and they'd get ready to watch some Netflix at night, and she'd pick the ones about how to manage better, how to manage your money better at home. And there was that woman, oh my God, I love Till Death Do Us Part, Gail something. Oh my gosh, she was amazing. But what I'm saying is, work it into your conversation, how this is how people do it, and they do get ahead. So don't sit there unhappy. Speak up about it. Bring in suggestions, and all the while being kind, though. Okay. Tips of ending. Just going to have a drink here while I read your question. Ooh. Tips of ending a very long-term relationship, 10 years, that you never thought would be over. My first question to you is, in your heart, is it really over? Like, are you certain now? Because this is big, right? I'm not saying change your mind. No. I'm saying we have to plant ourselves from our why before we can proceed powerfully. So it's important that you really dig in there and say, is this really over? Yeah. Or whatever. So that's my first question. Feel free to answer. I'm here for a little while yet. Any inspiring and educational books you recommend for a psychology student? Ooh. If you go on my Stan store, that will take you to my website, and there I have 3 recommended readings. And they're not just for psychology students, but they're for everyday people, which are really the kind of books I prefer, even the entire time I was doing all my academia. I hated the really boring kind of things. I just always wanted the everyday stuff. So John Gottman is an excellent social scientist who has done decades of amazing clinical research. John Gottman with 2 T's. John and Julie Gottman. They're a couple and they do a lot. They've done a lot together. Anything by Sue Johnson. Susan Johnson is a sort of the queen or the founder of emotionally focused therapy. Very, very good stuff. I think I recommend on her thing, I think I recommend Hold Me Tight is a good one. That might inspire you to do more, but that'll really ground you in the emotionally focused content. And it's made for everyday people that you would enjoy. That helps. So those are the two authors I highly recommend. Mindfulness is huge out there. What am I looking at? There's a mindfulness series. I have the mindfulness. Oh, this is good for everybody, psychology or not. The Mindfulness Path to Self-Compassion. I should put that on my affiliate link thing. That was a really good one. Getting the Love You Want, Harville Hendrick. Yes, I have that on my list also. And then The Mindful Way Through Depression. Excellent, excellent book. It even comes with a little CD by I think Kabat-Zinn is his last name. He's a guru in the field also. So that should be enough to get you started. If you do want to support me a little bit, you go to my website and check out my affiliate links. I think I'll get $1 for every book you buy, whatever. But again, just a little aside there. Yes to the Facebook group. Awesome. DM me so I don't lose track of. What advice would you give someone who has lost themselves over the years? Oh, sweetie. It's now time to start to journey back to you. This is something that many people do unknowingly. It's not as hard as you think. So the first thing I would advise, I always like to go for the cheapest, easiest, most accessible measure you can take, right? Daily journaling. Start every single day with a 5-minute moment of reflection, preferably pen, pencil, and paper, and you ask yourself, how do I feel today? What's on my mind? What do I want? What do I need? I'm going to write those down right now, and I'll do a post on those very easy journal prompts. How do I feel? What do I want? What do I need? That's just the very beginning that you can do completely on your own every single morning. That'll connect you inside. Minimum of 5 minutes. Work yourself up to a half hour every day, throughout the day if you choose. Okay, good. Thank you for the follow. I got dumped abruptly and my best friend is planning a wedding. Oh, I want to support, but I'm overwhelmed. Oh, that's got to be a really tough position to be in. You don't have to fake it for your best friend. If your best friend is really your true best friend who loves you, then she's not going to expect you to be all yay, yay, yay. So faking it is going to make it even tough. So try not to. Let her know that this is how you're feeling, though, that you are so happy that she's happy and you have all of those well wishes, that if you're giving any kind of sour faces or any like that, that it's not her. Like, clarify that. Tell her right off the bat that that's what you're going through, but that you do love her and you're very happy for them. But once in a while, you're going to need some quiet moments to heal with your ailing heart. So don't fake it. Tell your best friend how you feel, and then work your own feelings into your day where you can grieve the things that come up, because they will. You will have emotional triggers. With resentful and hurt, hang on, that's connected to something else. I got dumped abruptly and my best friend is planning a wedding. I want to support, but I'm overwhelmed. With resentful and hurt, how can I set boundaries without hurting her? Okay, so that fits with what I said about just being truthful to her. Tell her, I love you, I'm hurting, I love you. Right? Okay, so the other thing, I think that's about all you really need to do. And then just make sure you take care of yourself. As she's planning along, if there are things that are just too hard for you, let her know, I support you. If I help you with this, I may not be the best energy you need for this. Or just sort of when you do go, turn it into not something that you're doing for somebody else because it's, but just kind of feel like do for her what you would want her to do for you. And that's it. Thank you. You are welcome. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the thank yous. You're a good soul. This planet is full of very, very good souls, like all of us here that are just kind of, asking back and forth about the really big questions. Because sometimes people just don't know, right? Which is why I do my best to be as non-judgmental as I can. But some days you guys are going to look at some of my content and you're going to look, why is she so angry? She's angry because she wishes that other people had told these things to earlier in their lives before they got into trouble. And part of it is my own frustration about people's heartbreak that I believe is optional. It doesn't have to be there. I just have to say, I really enjoy it coming on here when I get really good, awesome humans who trust me with their vulnerable questions and treat me with respect and treat each other with respect. It's like, this is what the fucking planet needs. So I thank you from my heart for sharing some space with me today. And I will see you again on my next live. Much love to you all. Thank you again.